Hey, welcome to Non-Perishable Goods Podcast. I'm Stacey.
I'm Bishop.
Woo woo. Hi, friend. It's so good to see you. So, our government is going crazy again. Have you
Is
been
it
here?
our government or is it just
Okay.
Texas?
Well, it's our governors, it's our states. Our states are I guess, are kind of in a battle because of our president. What as I heard it, from what I understand, President Trump called the governor of Texas, Abbott, and asked him to get five more seats in the House of in the yeah, have five more seats for the House of Representatives. Is that how you heard it? Did you hear anything about that?
Yeah, but I want you to get to the black chick. But
So
this all happened last week, right?
yes. So like it's been all over the news. It's been crazy. And I would hear this word gerrymandering, and everybody's talking about it this week. And I didn't really understand what it was. And so when people say gerrymandering, it's basically just outright negative and bad and not a real thing. Or it's a
Here's a definition. Gerrymander, manipulate the boundaries of an electoral const, constituency.
constituents. Oh wait, no. Constituents.
Constituency.
Okay, okay, got you.
Uh, I was gonna say edit that out, but now keep it real. So as to favor one party or class,
Right,
or to achieve a result by manipulating the boundaries of electoral constituency.
right.
I can say it. I can say it. What the fuck?
It's one of those words. I don't
I
know.
just try to set myself up. Constituency.
Right.
It's
So,
the glasses. It's
yeah,
hot. It's hot in here.
okay. But no, so it sucks because this whole process, it's really kind of attacks democracy and it attacks voting rights. Well, not really voting rights, but it really manipulates the way that we voters are losing our voice, basically, through gerrymandering. But the thing is, gerrymandering is bad, but redistricting is something that is a part of the democratic process to make things fair, to keep things fair. But when our state governments do gerrymandering to make it more politically biased for one way or the other, then that's where it's a bad thing that's happening because the the state, because this is all has to do with the House of Representatives, and there's 435 seats that go to Congress. There's the
Mhm.
House and the Senate, right? So that's why this is so important, is because states, there's 435 seats that go to the House, and certain states get a certain amount based on population. So with redistricting, which is a totally common practice that happens every 10 years after the census, right? So when people do the census, it tells the government the population, and then they base how many seats that each state gets based on the population. So that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to keep things fair. And um and so, so like that's how that works, and it's super important. But with gerrymandering, what the people are doing in Texas, Governor Abbott is doing, trying to create like because the census happens every 10 years, right? So 2020, 2030, 2040. So they're doing like a mid decade redistricting, which is kind of it's not uncommon, but it's wrong when you're like creating new maps to basically they call it packing crack. That's what it's called. It's called pack and crack, where they're basically trying to I don't want to get too technical with it, but they're basically making it very unfair for the Democratic Party. And our right now our Congress is so split almost it's like almost 50-50 where there's maybe I don't know 8 where the Republicans have the House right now, like there's 8 seats more. But when you redistrict and do this remapping, and they're trying to get 5 more seats, that's gonna give them a few more seats so that they could win the House in the midterms in 2026. Does that kind of make sense?
So the Dems in Texas, when they bounced in protest, do you think that was fair? Because it sounded like kind of childish.
Well, what's happening is corrupt. Basically. So they don't want to allow, they didn't want to allow the Republicans to redraw the districts. And so by them not showing up to the vote was their only tool to keep them from allowing the Republicans to basically steal seats. Like it's wrong. Like gerrymandering just in general is a corrupt practice. It's not it's a okay. So
But how
it's
can they manipulate you if you don't want to? Like, what are they? What do they have over the Democrats for them to not vote or not agree? If they don't agree, what do they have over their heads
what
that
do you
would
mean?
manipulate them? You say gerrymander is bad. They
Yes.
wanted 5 seats. The Dems bounced out so they wouldn't have to agree to anything.
Right.
But doesn't that just prolong the inevitable? And or if they just stayed, why do they have to agree to the moving of the what they wanted to move the outline or the boundaries
Hmm.
of the cities or
Yeah.
states? Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do they have to? Why do the Dems have to agree to that? Just
Well,
say no
right.
because you
But
because they have to be there anyway. They just prolonged the situation, and they
right.
all came back, right?
Yes, they all eventually did come back and they did have the vote. And basically, the governor is going to sign the bill into law for these new maps. So Texas will get five more seats because based on the districts that they're redrawing. And that's the corrupt part. So Democrats, like everything that's happening right now, since the Republicans have the House and the Senate, and the executive is all Republican, Democrats were trying to use that to fight for democracy because gerrymandering is unethical, and there are things that you have to do, like when people do these redistricting, like there's fair redistricting protocols. So some of the protocols are where they're supposed to be equal population. Districts should have roughly equal populations. So, because in California, I think we get, I don't know, like 56 seats. And so that's split between Republicans and Democrats, right? So when we have all these districts and there's different representatives for each district. And so if you redraw the maps all willy-nilly to make it so that you have an advantage when midterm elections come, then that's like that's wrong. Like it's immoral, it's unethical. But there are some things that, like I was about to get into, that they have to adhere to, or they could be sued. And that's why, like the NAACP and a couple other organizations are suing them because they are violating these different protocols for fair redistricting.
Well, I was
So,
about to say, like, if it's illegal or manipulative, why? Yeah, why don't you just sue them?
right. So that's what they're being sued.
But
And
in the first place, like, why? If I can be sued, why would I do it anyway? If it's illegal,
because you could get, well, so it's it's technically not illegal until you violate these five things, these five protocols to redistricting. Like I said, the first one is equal population. Districts should have roughly the same amount of people in each district. And then Voting Rights Act compliance. They have to, when they're doing this redistricting or remapping, it has to protect minority voting power.
doesn't it make sense though that you want? If I'm a Republican, I want Republicans. Same thing with Democrats. Like they would want Democrats, right? You want people on your team.
Yeah, but
So
you
if I can make 5 seats for 5 Republicans and I'm a Republican and I can do it and I'm allowed to do it and it's not illegal, what's wrong with that?
it's illegal when you violate these five things.
Right. So
So
okay,
and they're
okay.
yeah, and they're violating those things.
Oh
That's
yeah,
why they're
okay,
being
yeah.
sued.
So I'm saying so if they know they're violating those 5 things, then yeah, just sue them.
Well, but they're trying to get away with it. You know what I mean? And then it'll go to the courts.
But if
But
it
all
goes to
the federal,
Supreme Court, it's a wrap, right?
but see, that's the thing. Exactly. So that's why they're like, oh, well, we'll just do whatever we want. We'll have the right judges at the state level. We'll have the right judges at the federal level, and we have the right judges at the Supreme Court. Like, if it gets to the Supreme Court, we're going to win because we already have it stacked in our favor. So they'll get through with it. But, oh no, that wasn't the Supreme
That
Court.
doesn't sound right. We'll keep going. I'm sorry.
What do you mean?
It doesn't sound
Yeah,
it doesn't
it's
sound
wrong.
yeah, it sounds yeah, it doesn't sound right.
Yeah, it's wrong. Like it's totally corrupt, like what's happening. And it's all to get more power to remain in power. And that's like this is like another violation of our democracy. Like I know that we have like corporations and lobbyists who doesn't make our democracy very fair either, but this is another, but actually like what's happening kind of gives me hope that we still have a chance to have democracy, like a perceived democracy. Because if Trump is trying to get seats in the House, like they just know they can't write out just steal the election. So they're trying to do things to steal these up and coming elections. That's the whole purpose of all of this. Like what's happening is to fix, rig, basically like legally rig the system.
Yeah, but if I could legally do it, I would do it to
Right.
keep my people in there.
Right. But you can't, like the way they're doing it is violating the voting power of minorities. And that's like one of the violations of the Voting Rights Act compliance. And then they have to, districts should be connected and reasonably shaped. And like that means you can't like, draw it all crazy. Because like that's the whole term.
I can't draw a circle and then another circle and then a four-leaf
Well,
clover
exactly.
and say that's Dallas.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's literally what they like. I guess this whole like gerrymandering thing happened because there was some guy named Jerry Eldridge or Elbridge who back in like the 1800s did this, and then he created a district that looked like a salamander. So that's why they call it gerrymandering. I know it's crazy. So like people
Wait,
really,
was that in America?
yes,
Where is there? I want to see the Salamander City.
right. They were like, it looked like a salamander. So like now they have like all these rules and protocols so that these, because the people who are in, and this is even kind of crazy, the people that are in charge of redistricting, it's different by states, but so some states it happens with the party that's in power.
Thing look like a dragon. Keep going.
Yeah, or it happens with the people with like a independent um commission that supposedly fairly draws the maps with has Republicans, Democrats, and independents, and they all try to make a fair map. And then yeah, I think there's like two or three options, but so like this is all to keep our democracy fair. And but there's people on both sides, like there's you know Democrats and Republicans who have done gerrymandering, which is not a good thing. But redistricting happens every 10 years based on population shifts. So, like, as populations grow or shrink, then after the 10-year census, that's when people, they states get more seats or less seats. And that's why it's so important that we do the census. And I know, allegedly, a lot of people don't do the census because they don't trust the government or this or that, or we've heard different things over the years where you know, we don't do the census. But it's
It won't
so
benefit.
right. It's so important that we do the census because that gives us more seats for our state or whatever state you're in. You know what I'm saying?
Who's what you mean like political seats for your side?
For your district,
But who gets to sit, who sits in those seats?
the House of Representatives. So
But
each,
what political uh I mean is it partisan or you have to be
yeah.
centered
So, like, for example, California has 56 seats at this point, 56 seats for all of California. So that means, okay, so one vote. So, yeah, so 56. So that means there's 56 districts in California. And those um, districts would be split between Republicans and Democrats based on how the maps are drawn or based on, you know what I mean? So that's what I was talking about, the pack and the stack. Here, I'll tell you what
that
that means.
sounds so
I know. It's crazy. It's really crazy.
so okay, so California's congressional delegation is currently compromised of 43 Democrats and 9 Republicans. The state
Well,
holds a total of 52 seats in the House of Representatives.
yeah. So,
Yeah, I say I'm
California,
a Democrat. No wonder we suck.
well, that's why we're a blue state. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why all this redistricting and redrawing of the maps matters because so what they do is called
Is that does
these are
that
the
sound
tactics.
fair?
I mean,
43 to 9, bro?
but
I'm
that's
sorry.
that's who votes. That's based on the districts in California. Most of the voters are Democratic.
I'm totally against this.
Well, then you have to move to a red state. Like the red states,
Or who did I didn't vote for these.
yes, you did in your district
No,
because
I didn't.
you're
I would not have voted for all them Democrats.
well,
Oh, you
I
saying I vote in my LA district?
yes,
Yes.
yeah. So that's where your vote.
I didn't vote for I didn't vote for Democrats.
Right. So, but you're the district you're in. If you like, I don't know if you know what district you're in.
I
in
mean, LA district.
in which way? No, there's a bunch of different districts within LA even. So
Is
like
there?
there's like, but see, that's more city. There's like District 10, like there's a lot of different districts throughout California. So like depending on whatever district you're in, if you, I mean, voted Republican,
Mhm.
but majority of your district voted Democrat, then that's when you know, you lost. But
That's when you lost. So it's like
so
15 city, is that city council districts?
mhm.
Okay.
But this is all
Five
having,
super,
but this has to do with state.
right.
The House of Representatives has to do with the state, and this is
Well,
being sent to Congress. So that's why it's important. So the tactics they use is called packing, where they're concentrating the opposing party's voters in a few districts so they win big there but lose elsewhere. And then there's something called cracking, where they're splitting opposing voters across many districts so they're always outnumbered.
it sounds very sexual. Keep going.
And then there's shoring up incumbents, where they redraw lines so sitting members of Congress have safe seats.
Yeah, sure.
So, like, it's
What's
pretty
wrong with being it, making things go your way?
because that's not fair. That's
Is it
not
fair to
fair.
have 43 Democrats and 9 Republicans in the state?
Yeah,
That's
because
not fair.
no, that is fair because that's how our voters voted. Our voters are mostly Democrat in California. That's why
If
you have
you,
to move to a red state. If you don't like California is a blue state.
I'm just
Like,
gonna go to Hawaii, bro. I'm gonna retire and just go to Hawaii. Keep going.
isn't Hawaii purple? So like in Hawaii,
Fuck is purple.
purple means that it leans either it's a swing state, it leans either red or blue depending on how people vote that year. So they're
That
not,
sounds better to me.
yeah. But but
That sounds more fair.
California is completely blue because most of the people here vote Democrat.
Yeah, I'm getting out of here.
And then, so like, for example, Texas, they have 38 seats, right?
Mhm.
So each seat is one district.
Right.
Each district elects one House representative. So Texas sends 38 people to the U.S. House.
Yeah.
In each district, whichever candidate gets the most votes, even in a slim margin, wins the only House seat for that district. So let's say that Texas has 50-50 voters, half Republican, half Democrat. In theory, you would expect 19 Republican seats and 19 Democratic seats, but with packing and cracking, the map makers can skew the results. So packing, they'll put most Democrats into a few districts where they win 80 to 90%. This means they waste votes since those extra margins don't win more seats. Democrats win, say, 6 seats safely, but Republicans take the other 32 more comfortably. And then cracking splits Democrats across many districts, so they're always like 40 to 45% in each district, and they'll always lose. Because they never will have the majority. So it's the way like, and they figure all this out based on data from, word of mouth, data from the census. And so they know how to manipulate the map so that they get more or less votes and win. And then they get more seats to send to the House. And then, that's how that's how they be doing this dirty. And it's not fair. It's not fair. So yeah.
So Gavin's trying to do that same thing.
Okay, so what Governor Newsom is doing is, since they were trying to get these 5 seats, which they're getting 5 seats in the House, or in Texas, they're getting 5 more seats, three or
And they're going
five.
to redistrict the map.
Yes. So that's like happening. And so now what Gavin has done is he said, well, if you're going to get 5 seats, then California, we're going to redraw our maps and we're going to get 10. We're going to take 10. And so, but what Gavin is doing, he put it on the ballot, a special election in November. We're having a special election to where the people vote if we want to allow this, I guess, gerrymandering or redrawing or redistricting of the map. So he's giving the people the choice, which is the democratic thing to do instead of just bogarting like Governor Abbott did in Texas and said, "Hey, we're just going to redraw the maps and you guys, whatever, we don't care what you think. You're the voters, but we do not care what you think." And it's wrong. It's because it's like we, the people, should be picking our representatives. Our representatives should not be picking us or picking the district so that they win. Like it's just not democratic at all. So if in November, if enough people vote for redistricting or remapping, then they'll go forward with it. But if not enough people vote, then it won't happen. But since California is a Democratic state, I'm sure we'll get the plus 10. So it evens things out
So we
for
get 10 more seats. We're going to create 10 more districts.
um so
That sounds like a lot of.
however they redraw the maps, that's what's gonna
We're gonna
happen.
have so we got to
And
change our area code again.
yeah, I don't know if that happens, but they
Every city in Los Angeles has their own area code. My area code is different than my job's area code,
oh
and I
well
live
yeah.
like 15 minutes away.
Yeah. But I don't know if any of that will change, but yeah. And so now the battle is okay, so
On,
I heard yeah, so it's like all these states are in on it. So I heard Chicago is gonna do some redistricting, Maryland is gonna do some or
I
wait,
mean, if you want, if you put it out there and you want to, you should be able to do it, right?
no, because that's not fair to the voters. It's not fair to the voters. Like
How's it
it,
not fair? We still can vote.
yes, but we don't get as many representatives in the House. And the House is so important
Well, you said
because
every district has a representative,
mhm,
right?
yeah. But if
So
you let's say California had 100, you know, and Texas only had 50, or Texas had 50. And America or California always sends all theirs, are always all Democrats. That's always gonna beat out Texas because Texas only has 50, even if they were
if
all red. And then so those numbers will be in the House of Representatives, and that's the whole battle. The whole battle is getting the majority in the House and the majority in the Senate. So this is making it possible for either party to have majority in the House.
but
Does that make sense?
no, it sounds weird
But okay, tell me
because
what.
well, why if my district is Los Angeles and I'm being sent to DC to do what? To vote on something?
Okay, so this is what the House does. Because I was kind of curious, like, who's more powerful, the House or the Senate? And it turns out that they both have the same amount of power, but the House is like supposed to represent the people the best, because they're for a couple reasons. Um, they're close. The House of Representatives, they're closest to the people. Um, they're elected every 2 years, so they're highly accountable to voters. Districts are relatively small compared to whole states for senators, so representatives are supposed to understand and respond to the specific needs of local communities. The House, they control all the money. They raise revenue, taxes, budget, spending. That all originates in the House.
Yeah, so when I'm voted in and they elect me, I go to DC to what, like get funds for my city, right?
Yes, for
I
your
talk for
district.
my for my district,
Yes, absolutely.
right? Yeah,
Yes.
okay. So yeah, if I'm
But
voted
you
in, why
should
is
be voted, but shouldn't you be voted in fairly? That's the thing. Like, if that's what this whole gerrymandering is about,
but
it's
like you
about,
said, like if you're in this, if that's how your state is, that's just how your state is. Like my state is blue, overwhelmingly blue. I don't want it to be. I didn't vote for that, but here, I mean, here we are. So if Texas doesn't want to do that, isn't that their prerogative? Because that who's Abbott, the governor?
yeah.
That's the way he wants to run his state. Just like the states that
But it's not fair
don't
though.
want abortions, or and the ones that do.
Right, but there's certain certain districts that are, like districts are based off of the population of that district, and it shouldn't be based on you being a Democrat or a Republican. But our government and other people know these things. They base it on, like, when they redraw the maps, they know how, like, people who are educated, how they vote. They know people who have this certain amount of money, how they vote. And they have like a machine that they like run it through, like, and analyzes all the data, and it tells them like what kind of voter this person could be. So then they'll like draw the map like a, like a flower or whatever to get all those different people in these different communities.
What's wrong
Or
with
or they'll split them up so that it's basically just a way to keep your party in power. And so it's just like, just to make it really simple, they know who's within their district and they know how to redraw the maps in those districts to make sure that whatever party's in power remains in power, whether it be a Democrat or Republican.
if I'm in a city and my city is like full of like, is the word affluent people, like middle class to high class people. I don't want to be, I don't want my vote to be with a low income area or like a ghetto area, right?
Well,
So
that
shouldn't I be able, I should be split from those kind of people because we're not on the same
well,
level.
that's how they do it. They keep certain communities together so that your voice for that
Yeah.
community is heard.
So that's what it sounds like
But
Texas wants
that's
to do.
No, Texas, what Texas did is they got rid of the voice of, I guess, the districts they remapped, got rid of the voices for a lot of minorities, blacks and Latinos. And they made it their voices. I don't know if they cracked it or packed it or however they did it, but that's why they're being sued, because they violated one of the protocols to fair districting. So that's where that's at. So it may not even go through, you know?
Well, what might not go through
Um, like if the
the suing.
federal, if the, yeah, well, no, the suing is going to go through, but if the federal, because I think it starts at the state level, state courts, and then it goes to federal, then it'll go to the Supreme Court. Um,
So yeah, so why are we worried about it then?
Right. And that's a lot of this stuff that's happening politically is, it'll be crazy for a couple weeks and then it's like over and done with because
Yeah,
it's not allowed to go forward.
yeah.
So that's why it's like I no longer I like on
So they're
social
just
media,
trying.
right? But it's like getting people all riled up, it's getting people scared, it's showing us how, like, our government, they have taught us to believe, or conditioned us to believe, that our government is just the shining star and we do no harm and we do no wrong. And that's not the case. Like we behind like a lot of people don't trust government. And like stuff like this is why people don't trust government. It's unfair. Like the things that they're doing is unfair and I for me, make America great again, that would be, people acting ethically and morally. But this
I
is
trust any politician, period.
yeah, that's how a lot of people feel. So Um, oh, but here, I didn't get into the last. So the fair redistricting protocol, what you were talking about, how to it's called respect for communities of interest. So this means keeping together neighborhoods or groups of people who share common interests or concerns so they have a unified voice for that district you know so
Mhm.
and that's the importance of the House of Representative is that they are so close to the people, and that's what they're taking those voices, that the things that are happening in that community, to our federal government so that they can get their needs met. So that's so I thought that was very interesting as to you know House of Representatives. Like I always kind of thought senators were more important or had more prestige. But I guess they kind of do because their terms are like 6 years and they kind of rule. They're kind of like the judges over the things that the House brings to the court. But and then the House, their terms are only 2 years. But while they're in Congress, they're very, very important because they are like the voice of the people, like directly, which is important.
Well, who are the from our district
Yes, from our district.
people who represent us?
Yes. Yeah. So the House of Representatives, they're only there for 2 years, but they represent the voice of the people. And that voice should be fair. It shouldn't be under any trickery like what's happening today. And it's happening everywhere. But this isn't the first time that it's not like this is unprecedented. Like this has been happening, or has happened in the past by both, like I said, both Democrats and Republicans. But what is unprecedented is there's never been a president to call the governor to get 5 more seats. So, not that it's illegal, but it's just not common for a president to contact a state.
Well, Trump had an idea. Why can't
Yes,
he? Why
but
can't he execute it?
because it's a bad idea because it doesn't allow democracy to go forth fairly. It's basically keeping the Republicans in power. And that was his call. And
Yeah, that's
just
what.
because you do it in public doesn't mean that it's right or fair. It's gerrymandering, and
If I
that's
want my party to keep running, shouldn't I be able to do whatever I can? Because if and after 4 years, they're gonna if a opposite party gets in, they're just gonna ruin everything I did for the past 4 years. So why wouldn't I want to manipulate things to go in my favor?
well, you said it, manipulate. That's not fair. Like, I mean, if you don't care about politics being as fair as possible, then I guess there's no problem with that. But as a good Samaritan, I have a problem with
If you if you don't
democracy not being fair.
if you don't trust your opposite party and you have a feeling that they're going to fuck up what you did for the past 4 years,
But we're the United States of America. We're not supposed to be divided by, America should not be based on partisan values. Like it should be on the greater good of our whole entire country, not based on one party. Like it shouldn't be that way. Like why are we so divided in that sense? Like it shouldn't be about red and blue. Like it
because of
shouldn't.
blood, it just don't matter. Suck a die from it.
There you go. Exactly. Like this is like ridiculous. Like where people standing are, like their stances are these days. It's like, come on. Like it's not about red or blue. It's about how we're gonna move together to, move together as a country.
Whatever. I wanted Jill Stein, so she's green. I wanted green.
Yeah, but that's the thing about America too. It's so bipartisan. And there's only two parties right now that,
I think the only thing should win is common sense and common decency
right, but there's no common decency in this, in
and
gerrymandering.
America first. Take care of our people first.
Right, but this isn't taking care of our people. This is taking care of our elected officials. So that sucks. Like this is
But why are you worried about it? You're not in Texas. Everything's going to go in your favor in California. If they have 10 more seats, that's 10 more Democrats to keep the state blue.
I
If
mean,
it sucks for Texas, sure, but Texas is a red state. For the most part, they want to keep
right,
it that way.
right, but that has
It's
nothing to
not bad
do.
for us, right? If it when we vote,
It is bad for us because, well, not for you because you are more in line with conservative values. Because this is what the end result of all this is that, let's say no blue states countered Abbott and kept everything
Abbott,
kept everything the same, then because like they're trying to keep the majority of the House.
yes.
And but you have to, the way it should work is based off of your votes. Like I don't know how else to say this.
I hear you.
Like it should be based off of our fair
If I if
votes.
if I could keep my homies in the house,
But that's not how it
I know
works.
I'm saying though. I'm just saying.
Right? It's corrupt.
I'm just testing.
Scammy.
Can I test?
You
Can I
could,
test it out?
but
Can I
you,
can I go as far as I can go
but people who
to
believe
keep
in
my
the letter
homies in
of
the
the
house?
law and who believe in democracy,
Yeah.
I would not, I can't support this.
I was just trying.
Right.
I was just trying. I was
Yeah.
seeing how far I can go.
Right. And that's the whole MO of the Trump
Yeah,
administration.
if it happens and I get sued, I gotta take that L, right?
Right.
Sometimes I just talk shit. I say, what if, I might buy Greenland. I might,
And then they would clown you and say, we're not selling to you, even if
but
you
then I
had
was just talking shit.
a billion dollars.
I was just talking.
But who has time for that in as a president? Like nobody has time to deal with a president who just is out here doing whatever he
If
wants
you
to
have
do.
good time management, you have time for everything.
Well, I guess you have time if you always just on the golf course. Yeah, true.
I mean, he's done a lot. So far, right? Bad or good, whatever you think of it, you know,
He's acted like he's done a lot, but a lot of the stuff that he's done has not been passed and implemented completely.
right? But
Some things have,
he's done a lot. I didn't say it went through or it got accomplished, but he has done a lot since he's been in office.
he's written a lot of executive orders, yes.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that they went through.
Okay.
And most stuff, I mean, some things have gone through, but most things are being fought and they're not going
Yeah.
through.
And
But
they
who has
should be
time?
allowed to fight it.
But that's wasting our time. Like that's wasting, like we could be progressing. Like other
But
countries
if
are building and progressing and we're
but if
not.
this is an idea of his that he thinks is progressing, shouldn't he try it?
But
Just because you don't agree with it doesn't mean it's not progressing.
yeah, it's not
You know,
progress. Yeah, but it's not working for anybody because it's goofy. Like changing the name of the Gulf of, what is it, Gulf of America? Like what is that for? Like that, it's just a bunch of stuff like that. It's just ridiculousness. And he doesn't care because he's getting paid. He's a billionaire now. He's made so much money off of crypto and other things. Maybe we should do that show next. That would be fun. But yeah, he's making buku bread while he wastes our time and drives us crazy and divides our nation.
What drives you crazy?
He's driving a lot of his base, a lot of conservatives crazy too. So
I wouldn't say a lot.
I would say his approval rating is very, very, very low. And like the
I wouldn't
other,
say very, very low, but it is low, yes.
it's below 30%. That's extremely low. That's not electable. And unfortunately, I don't know, whatever. Fortunately, Iowa is a completely red state.
Mm,
And I don't know what election it was, but it was a special election. And Iowa is completely red. And I guess Trump won that election by 11 points last time there was an election.
mm.
And a Democrat won. So it's not looking good for the Republicans. It's not looking good. So it's you guys should just prepare now.
Who's you guys?
Those who are conservative, who want a conservative administration.
This dude signed 192 executive orders.
Yeah. Yeah. He's done more than anyone in the first year. It's not even been a year. It's like six, what, 7, 8 months. So he's on pace to win the award for most executive orders. But most of them, a lot of them are failing, which is makes me have hope in our democracy. Like our democracy, I think, is stronger than people realize. Like he's trying, but it sounds like he's gonna have some other issues going on right now.
What other issues?
Like he's going through some major health issues. So,
Oh
oh,
yeah, I saw that. Did you
oh,
send me that?
I don't know, maybe.
Oh yeah, you did. And I said JD Vance, and you said nah, and I said yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
remember that. Yeah,
Right,
you did
right,
send
right.
that.
Yep, yep. So that is pretty much everything I have to say about gerrymandering.
I think he is getting loony because he's talk. It's easy to hide, right? Because he's behind the podium or he's behind the desk, so he's hiding his fatty shins.
Hmm.
Um, but he's also he's saying more like crazy stuff.
More crazy?
Yeah, more like
How you be more crazy?
he's
Dang.
just out. He's like his
It must be
brain's
bad.
going.
Oh, really? Yeah.
You see, have you heard his press conferences?
I mean, I heard
He goes
something.
around and around.
Oh,
He
really?
keeps saying the same shit.
He's been
And
doing
then
that, the weave.
no, more like how do I describe it? I wanted to do the voice, but
It's just
like
worse.
it's
It's
like
just
he'll
worse.
forget what he said before about certain people, and then he'll say something different.
Yeah, like
And
when
it's
you
like, and then they show and then I'm like, bro, you what?
yeah, like when you lie that much, it messes with your brain. So I could see that happening. That's crazy. It's unfortunate. He could have, I don't know. It's terrible, but
I think positions should age out.
yeah, like they need
I think the Supreme Court should age out. Presidency
absolutely.
should age out.
Yeah.
Because you guys are like dinosaurs.
What do you think the age should be the limit for the max for a president?
Like to be be able to run 50.
50?
Hell
Come
yeah.
on now. No
The
way.
max?
Max, yes.
Yeah,
No, come on now. I would say 60, 65. Maybe
nah.
62. 62. I'll say 62 is the max.
I'll go up to 55. But I think the president of the United States should be
But if you're not
between
healthy,
between 40 and 50, 55.
but people don't have enough wisdom at any
That's not
I
true.
yeah, I think it's true.
I
But
don't want I don't want a 60-year-old to run the United States.
60 is young.
No,
60 is still young. I don't know. I know a lot of 60-year-olds that are like great and healthy and in great shape
but they shouldn't. Should
and
they
sharp.
be? Should they be
Yes.
president of the United States?
Yes, they are sharp. I don't
Yeah,
think a I
people
don't
like Maxine
I don't think
Waters
a
should be outie. She's like
who?
87 years old.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But I mean, I don't think people who are in their 30s should be running a country either. They don't have
I didn't
enough.
say 30. I said 40, 55. Why would I want a 30-year-old in the office?
So you're saying, but 40 to 55,
Yeah,
that's you're saying that's the range for a president?
yeah. I think we should. I think they should be young. That's young.
But young doesn't
60, like you're in the middle of being out of the door or dying. At
mm,
least at 40, you've been through shit. You've had your own business. You went to college, uni. You had your jobs, whatever. You've been able to go around the world. You've seen some shit. Now at 40, 55, you're chilling. You got your house. You got your kids, or whatever have you. You've been through the military. You're out the military. You retired. Now you want to, you have all this information, all this knowledge that you accumulated through those decades of living and having careers or whatnot, and now you want to pour it into the United States. You're healthy, you're moving, you know what I'm saying? You don't have no ailments. I'm generalizing, obviously. You don't have the real elements. You can still get cured if you have cancer or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We're using a walker to walk or in a wheelchair or whatever.
yeah, no, I agree with all of those things. But I know some 60-year-olds, that's all I'm saying. Like I'm just like
So
60 is
you're being
young.
empirical about it. Like you should be more generalizing, at a bigger scope, because then we can have more people to vote on, maybe more people to give us better ideas. Because I think at 40 or 50, even like with me, like I have all these, I'm being introduced to all these ideas via Chat GPT and TikTok and social media and stuff. Like it's crazy. Like I'm paying attention. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think when you're 67 years old, you're not paying attention to any of that. You're just trying to get paid or, you know what I'm saying, worried about the war or this or that. Like, no, you're not trying to be innovative unless you have, what do you, the aides, unless your aides give, ideas or some shit. But by then you're like, oh, okay, go ahead, do it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Well, hey, there's your answer. I don't know. Hey, if that's what you believe, that's what you
You
believe.
can't you can't base it on the few people you know who are 60 who are just healthy and
But
go-getters and blah blah blah.
but
Like, nah, dude.
if you look at all the people that are in Congress that were in their 60s, like Maxine Waters when she was 60, I'm sure she was on fire and fiery. I'm sure Mitch McConnell was fiery and popping. Joe Biden at 60 was
Yeah,
fiery and
all
popping.
all a smoke screen. Her district is horrible.
Yeah. But I'm just saying 60 is pretty freaking young, dude.
No, it's
Like
not. It's not. It's
it
old.
it really is.
It's really, yeah, it really is old.
Yeah. All right. I don't know. Cool. I
You
don't
got
know.
like two people you know who are in the 60s,
No, a
just
lot of
vibrant.
yeah, like every
Yeah, I know some 60-year-olds that I don't think should be anywhere near office.
yeah.
I mean, they're thriving, they're cool, and they're chilling. They retired. That they should be retired. They should be chilling. away fucking with their grandkids. I mean, playing with their grandkids. That was horrible. Choice of
Yeah.
words. They
Yeah.
should be playing with their grandkids. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like Snoop Dogg. Just
Right.
chilling, retired, bro.
Yep. Yep. That's what's up. I'm sure you'll probably change your mind when you turn 60. So,
No, what? I'm about to retire. Why do I want to go to office? I'm gonna be in Hawaii.
yeah.
I'm gonna be a beachcomber at 60. Why
Yep.
why want to fuck with this shit and worry about all this shit?
Because that's what some people like to do. They like to
Nah,
serve,
we're like,
serve.
yeah, well, I like to surf. I'm gonna be surfing.
Right. Yep. Yep. Well, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Yep. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to our show. We'll see you next time. Non-perishable goods. Oh, follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Bye.